All right, good morning. Let's get some music going here. What are we feeling today? Do this. Okay. Bear with me here. We'll do that. Close out. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Android Studio. So today, I think we are tackling the tags input. I'm kind of putting it off a little bit. But I think I'm putting it off because I've been kind of like intimidated by it, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna start this today. Okay. I think this is just a build number bump. Yep. Because I actually pushed this live. I put this on the Android App Store, or the Play Store. So let's look at our. I don't think this is what we want. I think we want components. Here we are. I have a settings screen and I have a settings file, which is kind of confusing. Okay. So what do I have here? So I've got this list item setting, which I think I want to start with. We can just choose checkboxes instead of radio buttons. I think this is like the starting point that we want. Yeah, I think so. And let's not worry about the display. Let's not worry about like the input method. Let's get like some basic input method place to start. Because otherwise I'm going to be splitting hairs. I'm going to spend all this time trying to I'm going to spend all this time trying to like tweak something that doesn't really matter to start. The important thing is that it actually works to start. So yeah, we want to start with that first. So list item setting, we just take a look at this. We've got this alert dialog, which is really driving everything. We have a radio list item. Now the selectable group Semantics. Okay, so this is just a semantic property resolver. And the fact that this is a radio list item probably cares about, yeah, it only accepts one select. Oh, this is mine. Here's our radio button. And because it's a radio button, it's probably not a multi-select. Yeah. Okay. We want M3 that material. Components. Checkbox. So essentially it's those first two options. Implement inject compose, which is the important thing. Rescheduling. Except this is for tomorrow. Showing up again tomorrow. I guess we're not doing changelog design today, are we? Here we are. Okay. All that sorted. We've got, so we have a checkbox item, and that's going to have a selected or not. So let's start with this low level input here. I think if we end up trying to go from the top down, we're going to have to do a bunch of redesign of like getting this mutable state in. Even now, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to handle it. So we got a radio list item, so we're going to change this to checkbox item. So I suspect that this is going to now be like selected items. And it's going to be a list of T. So it's going to represent that item. And there is a dot contains. Oh, that's not what we want. We want the selected one here. So we could say selected items dot value dot contains. And so the on-click for the radio button was null because the list item itself had a click mark. So I made the whole list item clickable rather than just the checkbox, just to make it a little bit easier to touch. I didn't, when I was trying it out on my phone, it didn't seem to be that big of a deal, or it seemed to be preferable. Let's see if I get cold. It's cold here this morning. Right at the freezing mark. Okay. So, list might not be the right one to go for here. Maybe a set instead. Because set means that you can't have more than one. Yeah, it does not support duplicate element. So then hypothetically, I should be able to say did items dot value dot really? There's no read-write access support the mutable set interface. I mean, I could maybe force it to do that. Yeah. Okay. Mutable set. Here we are. Add item. So that still gives us our contains. Now, if we attempt to add, we're gonna have to find implementations of this. Analyze. Oh, there we are. Finally figured it out. Okay, we're going to assume that it's okay. False if the element is already contained in the set. So actually, if it's already contained within the set, if you click on it, we actually want to toggle it off and on. So, if it's false at that point, no, that's non-nullable. I think that will do it. So this is a little bit cheeky. So if it's true, this side shouldn't be, the right-hand side shouldn't be evaluated at all. So it shouldn't run the remove. What's it complaining about? Sure. The joy of null safety. Things get a little bit more convoluted there. Okay, so we have our checkbox, and let's think through this. So we haven't swapped out the radio button for the checkbox. We still have to do that. The modifier, the clickable, so if it adds it and it returns true, nope, I want false. In fact, we can just do not equal to true. No. No. Adding it makes it true. It returns true. So therefore that would evaluate to true. And so that OR statement would be true, so it doesn't evaluate the second side because of lazy evaluation. And this one, I don't really care about this. I just needed to execute it. So that's all fine. The supporting content and headline content can remain the same. The radio button here, we can now swap out. In fact, we're just going to go checkbox. Bam. And unchecked change can continue to be null. Okay, so we have our checkbox list item now. So if we look at where we were using our radio list item, one of the things we could potentially do is like detect if the so these options, where does this options come from? This comes from, okay, so we've got a callback that populates this value retriever. This value retriever populates that and sets the options. Now, what we could do is if the selected values are a list, so if we detect that this is a type of list, then we could use the checkbox items. Then it's a multi-select. Let's see. I'm not sure if instance set was used for Kotlin. Oh, they are. There we are. Is. So we can say if selected value is list. Actually, what's set? Or is that going to work? Because the selected value, it would expect T to be a list. That's not actually going to work. Okay, no, that's actually not going to work. There's probably a way to make that work. I'm looking at this logic here, and this is got an awful lot of duplicated stuff here. Like that's 55 lines. Okay, let's see. The value of a list of type T is fine. On select, that's probably no. When the on select gets called, when we, I should have labeled some of that stuff. Oops. Okay, well here's the alert dialog. Yeah, on select. Yeah, so the alert dialog, the on change fires whenever you hit the OK button. So for the checkbox item setting, we actually need to make this a, on select needs to take a set type T. Selected values is going to also be a mutable set type T. We can, you know what, we can make this mutable as well. Now the value that gets passed in here should be okay with that. Unless I need to, oh no, okay. So what I was wondering if I could just modify the type definition up top. That's not the case here because I do need to reference single value types here. Now I could just... That's state.value, I don't care about that. What's this child? Okay, that's the alert dialog. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to duplicate a bunch of this stuff. It just feels wasteful. It feels very wasteful. But I don't have a good option right now. So for now, we're going to have to click here. Can I just make that a unit? No, it'll care. I wish I could multi-type it. We would accept one or the other. Now, I suppose I could... Let's try this. Okay. If values it's expecting a mutable state of t. I figured this should have worked. Okay, just a minute. If values is not null, we can call child values. If value is not equal to null, we can call it child value. However, I've just moved the problem down. I want is like list t. I want to be able to specify an or. Okay, this isn't going to work. Let's back this up. Let's get it working first. Let's get it clean second. Okay. dialogue. This hurts. This hurts me. Let's call it or dialogue multi-select or something. At least then it's a little bit more I can't think of any way that we would do this other than checkboxes in the first place, but allows for more flexibility in the future. So then this is going to be values. And it takes a mutable set. Then the on change is really calling. Let's take a look at this child here. So this is the child here. Oh no, this isn't a column. Okay, yeah, here. So V is the list of values, or the list of selected values.